Hello students, I am teacher Svetlana, and in our today's lecture we will learn about inflorescence, a flower, and the incision of the floral whorls, which is covered in the chapter Morphology of Flowering Plants. So let's begin. Now students, let us understand what is inflorescence. Have a look at this image here. These are some examples of plant inflorescence. A specialized axis or a branch over which flowers are produced or borne in a definite manner is known as inflorescence. Inflorescence has two parts. It has a peduncle and flowers. These are the basic types of inflorescence here. All the flowers do not mature at the same time. Chances of pollination increases and large number of flowers can be pollinated in a single visit, and also it makes the plant very attractive. Types of inflorescence, we have two types that we have discussed in this chapter, that is racemose inflorescence and cymose inflorescence. Now in racemose, the growth of the peduncle is infinite or unlimited, that is this growing peduncle can grow continuously. Flowers are borne in acropetal succession. Now acropetal succession means the mature flowers are at the base and the younger ones are towards the apex, and the order of opening is centripetal, that is obviously it is from the lower side to the moves towards the upper direction on the peduncle. And in the cymose inflorescence, the growth of the peduncle is finite. So there is a limited growth to the peduncle. The apical meristem terminates into a flower. So the apical meristem, that is the tip, growing tip, gets converted into a flower. Flowers are borne in basipetal succession. Basipetal succession is the older flower is at the apex, and below that, the older flower, we have the younger flowers, and order of opening is centrifugal, that is from up it moves downwards. Here you have the images of how the inflorescence looks. This is how the racemose looks. You can see the older flowers are towards the base and the younger ones are towards the apex, and in cymose you can see that the mature flower or the older flower is at the apex, and just the opposite, the younger flowers are below it. Flower. Students, we are all aware of the typical characteristics of a flower, but let's get a quick recap about it. Flower is highly modified and condensed shoot meant for sexual reproduction. On the base of the position, a flower can be axillary or terminal. In a typical flower, the thalamus, it consists of 4 compactly arranged nodes and 3 highly condensed internodes. From each node of the thalamus, a circle or whorl of modified leaves are produced. These leaves are the petals of your flower. A flower may or may not show presence of bracts at the base of the pedicel or over the pedicel. This is the pedicel. Such a flower is said to be brachet or abrachet respectively. A flower with a pedicel, this is your pedicel, which is also called as the peduncle. This pedicel, if is present in the flower, then the flower is said to be a pedicellate flower, and without the pedicel, it is called as a sessile flower. Flowers with bilateral symmetry or clitoria is called as a zygomorphic flower. Example, sweet pea. And the bilateral symmetry means it can be divided into 2 equal halves from just one axis. And flowers with radial symmetry are called as actinomorphic flowers. Example, sunflower. Radial symmetry is from any angle you can, from any axis, you can divide the flower into 2 equal halves. Now students, let us understand certain important terminologies that are related to a flower. The first term is a complete flower, that is presence of all 4 floral whorls. Have a look at this image here. you can see this particular flower is said to be a complete flower because it has all the 4 floral parts. What are these 4 floral parts? This is the calyx, the corolla, the androecium, and the gynoecium. So when the flower has all these 4 important parts present, it is said to be a complete flower or a perfect flower. Then next we have an incomplete flower. Absence of any one of the floral whorl, it is called as an incomplete flower. Have a look at this image here. Can you identify what is missing in this image? Yes, if you see here, we do not see the calyx here. So such a flower is called as incomplete calyx. It contains the stamens and the pistils, but it lacks the sepals. Calyx is also called, the individual members of your calyx are called as sepals. And stamens is the part associated with your androecium. Pistil is the gynoecium. So this flower is perfect in a sense. It has both the male and the female part of the flower present, but it doesn't has one of its whorls. So such a flower is perfect, but it is incomplete. Then we have what do I mean by the perfect flower? Both androecium and gynoecium are present. So they are also called as hermaphroditic or bisexual flowers. So this flower here, both these are examples of perfect flowers because both the androecium and gynoecium are present. But in this case, it's a complete flower, and in this case, it is an incomplete flower. Then we have imperfect ones. Any one reproductive whorl is present. They are also called as monophroditic or unisexual flowers. Have a look at this image here, students. This is an example of a imperfect flower where you can see that from the androecium and gynoecium, the gynoecium is missing. That is, it lacks the pistil. So just a quick recap. What is a complete flower? When all the floral whorls are present, it is called as a complete flower. When any one whorl among the 4 important whorls, any one is absent or missing, then it is called as the incomplete flower. And when it comes to perfect and imperfect, the flower in which both the androecium and gynoecium are present, they are called as perfect flowers. But in case if it misses any one of the reproductive whorl, that is either the androecium or gynoecium, in this case the gynoecium is missing, then it is called as an imperfect flower. They are also called as unisexual flowers, and when both the androecium and gynoecium are present, they are called as bisexual flowers. Have a look at this image here. You can clearly see the gynoecium is present as well as the androecium is present. Such a flower is an example of a bisexual flower. Then we have unisexual flowers. It can either be staminated, that is, it is a male flower, or pistillated, that is, it is a female flower. Have a look at this image here. In this image, you can see the gynoecium is not present, only the androecium is present. So the stamen is present, and hence such a flower is called as a staminated flower or simply a male flower. And if you have a look at this image, it's just the opposite. The gynoecium or the pistil is present and the male part, that is the androecium, is missing. So such a flower is called as a pistillated flower or a female flower. Then we also have neuters. When both reproductive whorls are absent, then the flower is called as a neuter flower. We have example of ray florete of the sunflower. So I do not have that image, but it will simply have the petals, and these important reproductive whorls will be missing. So such a flower is your neuter flower. Then we have something called as monoecious plant. When the male and the female reproductive flower are born on the same plant, example maize. Have a look at this image here. This is stem of the plant. You can see this flower is a female flower and this flower is the male flower. Now both the male and the female flower are present on the same plant, on the same axis. So such a flower or a plant is called as a monoecious plant. Then we have a dioecious plant. where only one type or unisexual flowers are present on the plant, then the plant is called as a dioecious plant. Example, we have date. Have a look at this image here. You can see this is one plant which has only the female flowers, and this is another plant of the same type but which has only all the male flowers. So such flowers are called as such plants are called as dioecious plants. So I hope you've understood these terminologies. Just to give you a quick call again: the complete flower where all the whorls are present, incomplete flower where any one of the whorl is absent. Then we have the perfect flowers where both the androecium and gynoecium are present. So in this cases, these two are perfect flowers, but this one is an incomplete one because one of the floral whorl is missing. Then we have unisexual and bisexual flowers where both the androecium and gynoecium is present, then it is a bisexual flower, and only any one of the reproductive whorl is present, then it is called as a unisexual plant or flower. Then we have the neuters who do not have any of the reproductive whorl, and then we have our monoecious plant where both the male and the female flower are produced on the same plant, and dioecious plant where only one type or unisexual flowers are present on the plant. That is, here you can see only the female flower is present, and here only the male flower is present. Then let us have a look at the incision of the floral whorls. Students, the position and arrangement of the rest of the floral whorls with respect to the gynoecium, that is, this is your gynoecium, on the thalamus is known as the incision of the floral whorl. In a typical flower, thalamus consists of 4 compactly arranged nodes and 3 internodes from where your floral leaves arise. Slope of the thalamus decides the incision of the floral whorls. We have 3 types of these incisions. The first one is the hypogynous, which is also called as hypogamy, when a convex or a conical thalamus is present in the flower. Here, this is a conical thalamus. And the ovary occupies the highest position while the other floral parts are below the ovary. So you can see the ovary is at the highest position and the remaining floral parts are below the ovary. So the ovary in this case is said to have a superior position. Such a flower is called as a hypogynous flower. Example, we have brinjal, mustard, China rose. Then next we have a perigynous flower, which is also called as perigamy. When a cup shape or a saucer shaped thalamus is present in the flower, ovary and other floral parts occupy the same positions. So you can see here, this is a cup-shaped structure and you have the ovary and other floral parts occupying these similar positions. Such an ovary is said to be semi-superior or semi-inferior. Now all the floral whorls are at the rim of the thalamus. So here at the rim of your thalamus, all the floral whorls are arranged. Example, we have rose, pea, beans, etc. Next one is epigamy, or it is also called as an epigynous flower. When the thalamus is completely enclosed, that is, it encloses the ovary within it, then it is called as an epigamy, where the thalamus completely encloses the ovary and may show fusion with wall. The other floral part occupy a superior position and the ovary now becomes inferior. Such a flower is called as an epigynous flower. So here is your ovary, which is enclosed by the thalamus, and all the floral whorls are present above the ovary. So this is an inferior position. In hypogynous, it is having a superior position. In perigynous situation, the ovary has a half superior or half inferior position, and in epigynous situation it is having an inferior position. So this is how the incisions of the floral leaves take place. Thank you students for participating in this lecture. See you soon again with the next topic. Till then, take care, be safe and keep learning.